Hey, welcome back to the Joe Scarborough Show. Joe and Mika with you, and obviously I'm sure you heard about it at the top of this show. You've read about it in the daily news. Really exciting news. Joe and Mika, obviously, you know, when we came on board, we'll be really honest with you. There are a lot of people in the radio culture that just didn't get us. There are a lot of people on air that didn't get us, and we've already talked about that. A lot of people who thought that I had to scream at you for 2 hours and tell you what you believed by connecting the dots, speaking down to you like you weren't smart enough to figure things out yourself. But we decided not to do that. We decided actually to treat you as the intelligent listener that you are. So we brought on some of the leading voices in America, certainly the leaders of media, certainly the leaders in Washington, D.C., the people that ran the White House, the people that ran Capitol Hill, the people who ran Time, Newsweek, the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, you name it, the top best-selling authors. But we didn't require that they just be conservative because I wanted to hear from people with whom I disagreed. And what we ended up having actually was a show that had the best guests in America. Now, why did Joe and Mika in one short year not only get the best guest in America, but double our ratings, get as big of an audience as other guest hosts who had tens of thousands of dollars shoved down their throats constantly, trying to promote old, tired shows with sagging ratings that were getting canceled across America. You know, just trying to keep that dinosaur alive for another month or two, praying to God that there would be some sort of revival. Why is it that these old names in radio were so obviously dying while a new name in radio was exploding in ratings? 100% growth over the past 6 months. Beating Glenn Beck every month, in every demo, in every way. In New York City, the top market in the world. Why is that? Because we trusted you. We trusted you to want something different. We trusted you and believed that you wanted to be challenged intellectually, that you didn't want to have your mouth opened up and have the same old drivel shoveled down it day after day after day. And I got to say, Mika, it worked. It worked so well that Citadel's going to be expanding our show to 3 hours. And, you know, obviously, you know, it's the kick dog that always barks. You're hearing a lot of barking right now by some people who are scared.
Yeah.
And they got a reason to be scared because their world is coming to an end.
And their world has changed before them, and yet they're doing the same old tricks.
Same old
and
tricks.
the same old haranguing and shrill kind of ugly talk. And I honestly, I'm grateful that we found listeners that want a real conversation.
Oh, yeah.
That want a real dialogue, that want to learn something, that want to hear us when, you know, once in a while you've helped me evolve on issues. And we do that together. We do that with our guests.
Well, they get to hear us learn.
It's an opportunity.
When I bring in guests that disagree with me, we have a great debate.
Oh, absolutely.
And we all learn. Now, would you rather hear me debate somebody who agrees with me 100% of the time or bring in Al Sharpton?
Oh, you know what you ought to do? You ought to sit in a studio and surround yourself with yes men. And then people off in the control room.
That's right, Joe Man.
And
you're great, Joe Man.
And then wait, let's go to the control room. That's right, Joe Man.
That's right, J Man.
All right.
Hello, Senator.
Hey,
Bob
you're the man.
Kerry, John Kerry.
You're right.
You're right, I man.
You're right,
You're
I'm
right,
wrong.
I man.
You're
I
right,
mean,
you're
no,
right.
that's
Or-
not what people want anymore. They want to be intellectually challenged. Now,
Really?
the world is changing. We may not be the people who are changing the world, but it is changing, and radio is changing. A new wave is coming to radio. And make no mistake of it, it's not going to sound, radio's going to sound nothing in 5 years like it sounds right now. And we're part of, I got to say, if you talk to Fareed, if you talk to other people in the radio industry, they know that what this show has done has proven that you can come on a huge, powerful radio station like WABC and KABC and other stations coast to coast, and you can get a listenership.
Yeah.
You can make a difference.
Yeah.
And you can do it without hating people, without being disrespectful, and without being afraid of hearing other viewpoints.
Other voices. And also sort of criticizing, lashing out and calling people names and criticizing people from everything from their looks to calling them nasty names. It's silly.
Yeah, no,
it's like, oh, I'm going to get ratings. Let me be nasty to this person. Let me be foul-mouthed. Yeah. Ooh.
Well,
that's kind of not what we're about.
Come on. Grow up.
Ridiculous.
The world's changing.
So yesterday, Dumb and Dumber went on the radio, Scarborough.
Yeah.
And let me. I'm going to speak slowly, so Scarborough understands this. And what's her name? And so David Hinckley and others. I'm going to speak slowly. No, see if you can understand this.
All right.
His radio show is canceled. They're not revamping anything. He will never, ever be on WABC in New York again, ever. And probably never on any Citadel radio station ever again, ever. They're not revamped. It was a story just to let everybody save face. Ask the people. Well, here's what kind of guy Scarborough is. What a disgusting, backstabbing phony. Check it and be my guest. Call Human Resources at NBC. Find out how many people have filed complaints against him. Do that. Then he says, Bigfoot, that when he took over for us, when I got fired, that they quadrupled the ratings. Well, what are the facts?
Well, the fact is they get about the same that they had when you left, and they're getting about half of what you got when you were at your height at MSNBC.
When we were at our height at MSNBC, we were pulling between 700,000 and 800,000 people.
I know.
They're pulling 350 now. That's about what we were pulling. So he's lying about that, and he's obviously lying about getting blown out at the radio. You know why they got blown out? Because they suck! And he's a punk and a phony. That just sounds vicious and mean, but that's exactly what he is.
Oh, man.
It's coming up. Enough with that. And David Hinckley's a friend of mine. Hey, man, the Huffington Post, you expect they're going to write nonsense about that. But David Hinckley's been writing about radio all his life. He's sitting over there, okay, they're going on. They're going to revamp their show to 3. How are they going to revamp a show to 3 hours when there's only 2 hours available? We get off at 10. Rush Limbaugh comes on at noon. That's 2 hours. They're revamping the show for 3 hours. Where are they going to play it?
He's not very good at math, dog.
I mean, what are you, nuts?
Kind of fuzzy math right there.
Well, they're going to take Rush off for an hour.
I mean, it's pathetic.
It's clear.
I was here when he got here, and I'm here when they're gone. and when we at Fox here on the Business Channel are on as many in as many homes as they are,
yeah,
he won't be there either. I guarantee that.